Vishnu,
Yo.
are you ready?
Check face. Okay, still the same. Wait, are we rolling or what?
Yeah, we are.
Fuck you. Golden Dragon brand herbal inhaler. What do you use this for, bro?
Oh, that's the Thailand.
That's for never mind that. Anyways, yeah. So yesterday,
Wait, are we already rolling?
yes, we are, bro.
Don't lie.
Yeah, help yourself out.
No,
with
you
the
didn't do an
snacks.
audio test. You didn't do anything.
I've already done all of that.
This is what we call a hot start.
So yesterday, I messaged Raj because I often look at
Wait,
Raj's.
I don't. Wait, hold that thought.
You're interrupting my monologue,
Bro,
but-
he's trying something new for the show where you just start rolling and then we start talking.
Hey man, Vishnu is.
You know why? Because it's very boring when podcasts start. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Blah 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 blah
You
blah.
know what's
blah.
even more boring?
What's even
you
more boring?
explaining the
Because he
concept.
doesn't know, bro.
But it's Brian's podcast, dude.
Okay,
It's gonna be shit.
Yeah, so I was
Okay, start.
saying, texted Raj yesterday because I often consume his contents, right? Contents that I very much adore because Raj is just super, super funny and underrated. Yeah, so texted Raj, asked him if he would be up for a podcast, when and where to be determined. And he said, bro, let's do it now. And I'm like, huh? Why? Then he's like, bro, because when the juices come flowing,
They flow.
you gotta go,
Yeah.
right?
And for context, it was about what, 7 p.m. I think at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6. And I said, sure, bro, I'm up for it. Let's do it. Yeah, so I messaged Vishnu. I asked if we could do it with one more person, perhaps Fazan, who was here with us the last time. But you said, no, just Vishnu. And I'm like,
I did not say no to Farzan, by
yeah,
the way.
yes.
I don't remember. I don't remember saying that.
Okay. So 9 p.m. we're supposed to do a podcast. Texted Vishnu and Vishnu started complaining about traffic jam, but he was probably going to come. And Raj just pulled the plug and said,
Okay, I have something to say in my defense.
you fought with your girlfriend.
Huh? No. My girlfriend's out of town, okay? So I was at IKEA, and when you texted me, I was like, okay, that's great because I'm nearby your place.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started raining.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, instead of 5 minutes to come to your place, it became 15 minutes. Which was very time
Not that
consuming
long,
for me.
actually.
No, but you see, like in the brain,
Time consuming.
5 minutes, that's all right.
15 minutes.
It's like too much already.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Any-
but I'm here today. That's the most important.
Okay, what time is it?
9:52,
What time did we say we're going to do the podcast?
9 p.m.
What time do you take a shower?
Good question, Vishnu.
8:45. Because
Yes.
I was waiting for auspicious time for us to start the podcast.
Did you just say auspicious?
Yes.
Fuck
Bro,
you.
I believe in feng shui. It's feng shui, by the way, not feng shui.
Did Feng Shui tell you to FFK the night before also?
Yes.
Feng Shui is his neighbor, by the way.
Okay, I mean, you're Chinese, right? I don't want to assume your ethnicity.
Some say that I'm Korean.
What are you? Actually?
Most people know me as Chinese lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done like a circle DNA test before to see?
No,
your
I
heritage?
did not.
Did not.
100% retard.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
means you are familiar with the concept of feng shui, patzi, Chinese horoscope, Chinese zodiac, and stuff like that. right?
Vishnu, please grab some food and chuck it on the table.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Yeah, as how I always do with all of my guests. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Right. So you believe in that concept, don't you?
No, I do not.
You do not, huh?
Yes.
So I think as a I
Do you?
I do. I actually do. I actually, as a matter of fact, have been getting yearly readings for my patzi to see what I should do with my life, with my business, relationships, friendships, and so on. And usually I have a friend's mom who reads it for me every year. But this year, I actually got ChatGPT to do it for me. So you go to ChatGPT and you just tell ChatGPT, Anu, my patzi reading, can you tell me what information I need to give you in order to get an accurate reading and highlight what I need to do in terms of business, life, friendships, relationships. And it gave me a reading which was 95% accurate to what my friend's mom read for me.
ChatGPT is predicting your feng shui.
It is giving me a patzi reading
Uh-huh.
to tell me what I should be aware of in my life for this year. Can you silence your phone, by the way, bro?
Yeah, I just did.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a bit pissed off, but
Yeah, because sort of affected the flow of the
Sorry, bro.
chi.
ChatGPT didn't tell me to do that.
yeah, so anyways, we are here today right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's an important message that we would hope to provide listeners. When the iron is hot, we should strike.
That's right, yeah. I don't mean to correct you, on your podcast, but the proper saying is, we should strike while the iron is hot. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's been many years that I've been on the pod, but you know.
Many years. Oh, you've done podcasts before.
Yes, I have. But I mean, like your pod specifically, it was a couple of years back, I think, right?
Yes.
2-3 years ago.
3 years back, yeah.
Yes.
With Vishnu as well.
Which I actually did mention many times. It was my favorite podcast.
Nice.
Yes. For the next 20, 30, 40 episodes after that lah.
And can I know, if you don't mind sharing,
Yes.
with no offense to any of your other guests,
Okay.
what was the podcast that so rudely and disrespectfully overtook?
Took over your throne, is it?
Yeah.
A lot. There was
Continue lah, fucker.
so there was several. Yeah, one of which that comes to mind with Kiran Baladevan. Yeah, I believe someone that you know.
It's always our own people dragging
Yeah.
us down, you know?
It's always the Indians. They fucking one another.
Yeah, so he was just really funny lah, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with all respect to Kiran, I think to me he is one of the funniest comedians in Malaysia, right?
That is true.
to me, he really is.
I do agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does have a slight obsession with Deborah Henry.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was on your pod too, not too long ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very intellectual, smart.
Why the hell did she
beautiful-
even agree to be in part of your podcast?
Because she wanted to, and she desperately reached out to me
She reached out
and
to you.
said, "Hey, I would love
Mm.
to have this opportunity to do your podcast. Would you want me on?" No, she did not say that, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the moment you used the word desperately wanted to be on your podcast, I'm like, no, Deborah Henry wouldn't be like that desperate to be on your podcast.
Do you know Deborah?
I don't know her
So
personally.
how would you know?
Because I listen to a podcast. You
You
has
do?
a podcast also.
I know.
Bro. I'm a silent assassin, bro. Behind the scenes, I listen to everything, okay?
Do you want to do her podcast?
If she invites me, I think, and if the topic is something I can share on, I would be happy to share a thing or two.
What if the topic is not something, or there is no topic?
Then I'll respectfully decline lah.
What if it's something about the economy or something?
Oh, I know nothing about the economy.
You don't do podcasts with no topic?
I want to be of some kind of value lah when people invite me to their podcast. Like today was an exception lah, you know. Like,
Yeah, which brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
Why did you want to do this podcast today?
That's a fantastic question, bro. That's a great question.
Yeah.
because
Juices kept flowing again today.
the entire drive here,
Yes.
and in fact the few hours before, I was oscillating, okay, swinging between it's going to be fun to like, why did I sign up for this? And so it like was until right now it's still.
So
going
you
back
could
and
say that you hesitated on the way here?
forth. Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Which explains why I'm late. Also, you know, it's resistance in life. Whenever there's resistance, it's either you move your path or you figure out what's the thing blocking you.
yes, there's two choices lah. You deal with it and you grow from that, or you just back down.
I would not back down, just choose a new path.
Okay.
Yeah, we shouldn't back down, you know, because life is full of struggles, and we shouldn't back down, but we should know when to pivot.
What do you think about the current tariffs?
That's a good topic to talk about. Raj?
With my limited knowledge of economics,
Yes.
I understand why the US wants to impose the tariffs,
Sure. Why?
because they want to bolster their own economy.
Correct.
They want to bring production back into the country, which will naturally have a whole lot of other positive effects on the country. More money, more jobs happening within the country itself.
Yes.
But no man is an island, no woman is an island. That works with countries as well. And you have to understand, based on Einstein's law. Remember Einstein's law?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Or should I say Einstein? That is the
Einstein.
proper pronunciation of the name.
I'm actually not too familiar with Einstein's law.
You explain who's Einstein? I'm talking a bit too much. on
That
the
guy lah, bro, the smart guy. Albert.
pod. You don't know Einstein?
I know.
lah.
I know.
From Bangsa.
His full name Little Einstein, you know? I'm going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship. No.
Is that a kids show?
It's a
or
kid's show, yeah.
Do you often consume kids show?
At this stage of my life,
He just consumes kids.
it's more of the adult cartoons on Netflix. You know, like okay, for example, like Rick and Morty, Inside Job, stuff like that.
Why are there so much tits on Netflix these days, and dicks too.
Okay, there's a problem. But what's
Yeah.
wrong with tits?
I'm all for it, but it was not. I mean, we still don't have these type of movies in theaters where you can just show tits.
Because we in Malaysia, I think it's a bit more conservative. And you know,
However, there is Netflix Malaysia as well.
of course there is, but you don't see those movies being played in cinema, ma. And at the end of the day, you know, you do marketing. Technically, this is advertising and marketing, right? So you know, like same with social media. If people show their tits, it's a hook. It grabs the attention. So what difference is there from a movie? They just want to get people to watch. But of course, sometimes when a character is dressed provocatively, it shows something about that character which contributes to the story. So, in my opinion, if it's done in a very meaningful way, then there's nothing particularly wrong with it.
Speaking of marketing, I was just thinking about this earlier today while I was doom scrolling through Instagram. The reels came up, and it was one of those reels where I think this is something that might appear in your algorithm as well. Down syndrome people. Yeah. So I was thinking of how effective they are in marketing. Wouldn't you agree so?
Could you elaborate further on the statement you just provided?
Remember the...
You wanted him to repeat the whole
No,
thing.
because he's asking how effective are Down syndrome individuals with Down syndrome to marketing. So I want to know what exactly you mean by that question.
Oh, for example, like reels of... Have you seen those super jacked, ripped Down syndrome kids?
No, I've not.
No, you have not? No, they're just bodybuilder kids that actually have a hot body. Yeah, and same goes for a hot girl as well with Down syndrome.
So
So they use it at the start of the video, and then after that, the actual video comes out. It's like a stitch
and so
at the start.
okay, and the stitch has nothing to do with the first part of the video.
Of course not.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
Do you think you're on the spectrum?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe, and I genuinely believe, you are as well, and Vishnu. Okay, to what extent? Probably not too severe, but yeah, I do believe we are.
Sorry, can I just clarify?
Yes,
You think I'm on the spectrum?
all three of us.
Okay.
Yes,
I mean,
mild ADHD, definitely. That's that's already on the spectrum. Would you agree so?
Even if you're in the middle, you're on the spectrum technically.
Yeah.
that's true.
So all of us are on the spectrum.
Yeah. Maybe you can ask ChatGPT to diagnose.
Yeah, can.
Yeah.
Feng Shui.
But coming back to your question, I do believe, and I've seen for a fact, brands working with Down syndrome individuals and even hiring Down syndrome individuals to be part of their staff to great success. For example, there's a printing company in the US, they print t-shirts. A vast majority of their staff are on the spectrum, whether it's autism or Down syndrome. And they are fantastic with their job. They're very funny on camera.
Of course they are.
Yeah, and even, I mean, in a genuinely funny and comical way. Not like...
Not like what?
Not like a try-hard way.
Not like just being there.
Not like how some comedians are in Malaysia. You know, it's a different kind of comedy. Oh, see, Sunny shots
Wait, no,
fired.
no.
See. I'm giving him ammo to bring the conversation forward. Okay?
No, so you were saying not like some comedian. Are you trying to say like some of the comedians here in Malaysia just don't have it?
What do you think?
Yeah, they don't.
Elaborate?
But who are, when you say some, right?
Ashraf Kamal.
When you say some, right?
Murti.
Are you talking about like established content creators known for comedy, or just anyone who's just trying?
God lah, some people lah, bro.
God,
Yeah.
Any names?
I can tell you the ones I like lah, bro. I like their comedy and their sense of humor.
Oh, I would love to know.
Yeah, Kiran Baladevan is one. Yeah, but I still can't get over the fact that he roasted me quite a few times when I was at his show. In
At
front
his
of my
show?
parents. Yeah, he roasted me quite a few
How
times.
long ago was this?
A few years ago.
You probably deserved it, lah.
But you guys already know each other, right?
Yeah, we know each other.
How did he?
But it wasn't close enough to roast me.
Oh, you deflected.
No, I didn't deflect. I just laughed because I didn't want to like ruin his show. It was a good joke lah.
Uh huh.
I
That's
was
still
very
roasting,
upset.
or?
I was very upset about it.
Oh, but you didn't let him know that,
I
lah.
didn't let him know that. Even till today.
Okay.
That's why when I see it, I still smile and I tell him he's the best comedian ever. But
I really won't think he gives a shit, so.
it's a joke lah, bro. I love that guy lah. Okay, come on, okay.
Okay. What did he say?
He asked me when I was sitting in the front row. He was like, you, Raj, how old are you? And I think I was like 23 or 24 at that time. And I'm like I was like 24. Then he was like, oh my god, this guy, he's so young. You got anxiety problems, right? You need to use a fidget spinner to solve your anxiety, right? Some shit like that.
Well, you were holding that
No,
shit.
I wasn't. But I mean, he wasn't wrong. I just didn't. My fidget spinner was in my pocket, but he wasn't wrong. But
Oh.
at that point of time, I wasn't at terms with my anxiety yet.
Oh, okay. But I think everyone has anxiety.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Hey guys, yeah. I hope you're having fun so far. Yeah. Can you do me a quick favor? Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm sorry, I forgot to say this, but only if you are enjoying this podcast so far, then please, I don't think it'll be too hard for you to help me out. Hit the like button, subscribe button, leave a comment, your thoughts, suggestions, who you want to see in future podcast episodes, and enjoy the rest of the episode. I never had anxiety until I was pretty late, man, like 22, 23. Yeah, which I think is normal. When you get older, you get that shit.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
everyone has anxiety.
I feel someone who is very high on the element of narcissism in their mind, they probably won't feel anxiety. They'll feel fear, but not anxiety.
Oh yeah, you're right, because they are fearless. I mean, sort of not fearless, but they don't think too much about consequences. Yeah, there's this thing where they say like narcissists, right, whenever they are actually caught in their after their cumulative years of crimes or whatever shit that they're doing, wrongdoings, right, they have this reaction when they're caught where they're shocked, like as if they thought they would never be caught.
Okay, so what do you want to do about it?
I don't think it's his responsibility to do anything about it though.
Good answer, Raj.
Fair.
Thank you.
It's just that if he finds an element of narcissism appearing in himself, then it becomes his responsibility to, if he wants to.
What is narcissism?
It is...
I don't want the scientific or the
I
super formal definition.
I only know this definition.
Okay.
Which is when someone thinks so highly about themselves at the expense of other people.
Okay, so they are selfish in some sense.
Basically, they think too much about themselves. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck.
They believe in their own hype, lah.
Okay, thank you. That's a more
Then
easier
everyone
explanation.
is a narcissist. It's just how well you
But
put
that's
on
like exaggerated to another level.
I mean, okay, it's true. We all think about ourselves.
everyone thinks they're player one, bro.
Right? Okay. But what if I want to be player one,
Yes.
but I step on everybody's head and I don't give a shit about you, I step on your head, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
then it's a bit like not nice, ma.
Then it's like you didn't juggle your image, and people caught you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's how good you can actually play the PR game while thinking about your own self-interest and achieving that. Yes.
Damn.
So that's what a narcissist is. A successful narcissist.
Correct. Well
Yeah.
said. It's actually one of the things they talk about in this book by Robert Greene called The 48 Laws of Power. Have you read that before?
I only read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's the only one I did not read that also. I like.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just read the cover, maybe a few pages, and then
Yes, and I heard people quote it many times. The only books I've ever read was Harry Potter.
fair. That's a great book to read.
Yeah.
Just tell the podcast that you can't read, lah.
You know one thing I admire about you, bro, is that you don't
I don't pay attention to Vishnu's rules.
because he's finding every excuse to like poke fun at you, you know. But
Yeah.
I like how you are not. There's no hesitance in just saying the truth, like just joking about yourself.
You know what, bro? I like that about you too.
Hey, mom, man. So I noticed the dynamics today is that
Yeah.
whatever.
Black, red. Oh yeah.
No, not the outfit, but the
Okay.
conversation dynamics. Is like you're trying to find every single opportunity to poke fun at him or roast him.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
That's
why?
most of the podcast.
Okay.
Yes.
But why is that so?
Is it
for the fun
because
of it.
you don't like me or you like me?
I don't like you, dude. I genuinely don't, dude. Yeah. But it's just funny to make fun of you. So why would I turn down the offer?
I see. Now, do you think it would be more because before coming here, you pranked him and told him that we got into an accident?
No, you didn't.
I did. Look at your phone, lah.
He got a bit agitated.
Agitated.
Let me clarify. Okay, because he messaged me. No,
I am not on the spectrum.
yeah. No, he called me. There was a call, and then I didn't answer. I was in the toilet. getting ready for this awesome podcast session.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he just said accident. So I thought he accidentally called. It's not that you were in an accident. I thought
You just typed accident.
I said,
He
dude,
did.
I said, dude, accident.
Yeah. So he did. It was a super half-ass attempt.
No, to be honest, like I wanted to prank you, but by the time we got here already, we were already so late. I was like, you know what, screw it, let's just.
And you know the,
It is, bro.
and you know the best part was after he sent the text, I was like, maybe we shouldn't prank Brian, but it was too late. He sent
Why
the
why
text.
did you say that?
Because we are late.
So?
So why delay it even further
Oh, with this stupid prank.
with your stupid prank lah?
Oh, okay.
If it was like 5 minutes late, still okay lah. I feel, but
Yeah.
half an hour is a bit pushing.
Okay,
it lah.
okay.
But coming back to what I wanted to ask you just now.
Yeah.
So I noticed that you're finding like opportunities to poke fun
Yes,
at Brian, right?
yes.
Which as friends, that is what we all do, right? Try to roast people. How do you feel about trying something different today?
Okay, what do you want me to be? Intellectual.
So maybe ask him some stories about his life or his journey
Right,
about the
okay.
podcast.
Okay.
Get some information that the listeners don't know about Brian as well.
Okay.
So sort of flip the tables, and then when he exposes something interesting about his life, then
Then
you
you-
goreng properly.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your pod, right? You've been running it for how many years now?
3 years.
3 years. And what was your goal when you first started this podcast? Because you've had some amazing people as guests.
Name some, please.
Probably after the 30th episode lah.
Okay.
Prior to that, I don't even know what was going on lah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Those were the episodes that I enjoyed a lot, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
always
you got-
your first few videos, right?
No, it's just you don't. I didn't have to think about nothing, man. Just did it and have fun.
Just come
Full
and
fun.
talk.
Yeah,
You were inspired by Joe Rogan, right?
of course. Yeah, and I did it with my bestie, from high school, okay, Benjamin. He did first 26-7 episodes until we did the last episode I did with him was right after the Talita episode. Okay, the Talita episode was that's an interesting story to that too, right? Yeah, so Talita, I never had anyone popular on the podcast before, right? Before that, right? It was
Go on. Nothing is okay. Just proceed, bro. Just
yeah. So
So Talita was your first popular guest.
yeah.
What was that before us or just checking? It was after us, right?
Before, bro.
Oh.
Episode 26. Yours was 44.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Talita was the first popular guest.
Yes, I mean there was Arnold before that also.
Then? Arnold who?
Arnold Low. Do you know another Arnold?
Sorry, Arnold what?
Arnold Low.
Who's that?
What's that?
Where shall I start?
How does he say his thing?
He used to be-
Malaysian housewife. What? Malaysian housewife in Japan. Or
Okay, no
something.
man, not relevant. You can continue the Talita
Okay,
story.
yeah.
bro.
So you got beef with Arnold.
Was that?
You got beef with Arnold.
No, I want to listen to the.
Did you work alongside Arnold? You were Hits or Fly?
Oh, you mean my previous employment? Is it,
You
bro?
know what? I need to check, man. I'm just
Hits. I'll tell you, hits. It was hits. Yes, hits. Where's he going?
No, I'm just checking, bro.
You just-
Usually Vishnu does it. Yeah. Okay.
Is this part going to be cut or?
No, of course. I ain't cutting shit.
That's
bro.
right. That's right.
My chigga.
Keep it organic,
I actually
bro.
don't cut. I don't cut much shit, honestly.
But you cut some shit lah.
Shit that I can't say lah.
Of course.
Yeah, that I
some shit
really
I-
can't fucking say lah.
I think now's a good time to go to the Talita story, bro.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
back to the Talita story. I saw Talita on, I knew who she was, so I heard some of her songs. Listened to her on a few podcasts.
What's your
Right.
favorite song by her?
Probably Crazy.
Can you sing a bit?
No, I can't.
Just a bit, bro. Just a bit.
I don't even know whether it's called Crazy now. Yeah, this was a few years ago, that single, 2022 or 23.
So
Yeah.
she would have changed the title lah in 2025.
No, bro. I just got bad memory. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I did 20 episodes before that, right? And I forgot who I asked for Talita's contact lah. Okay, but we scheduled the podcast. It was like 2 weeks later or something. So the whole time leading up to the podcast, right? Every time when my buddy comes over and chill, right, the guy that does the podcast with me, Benjamin, we would watch like some Talita videos and start laughing. We were just making stupid jokes, okay, getting ourselves even more hyped up. So when she actually came, right, we were so not ourselves. Not one bit. You could almost say that we froze. I mean, it seemed like that. It seemed like it seemed like the whole podcast. We were just being weird, and I'm very sure she felt that too, right? So she came and did the podcast, and my friend Benjamin, right? We were doing it for maybe half an hour like that, right? Then I realized, how come it's just me and Tahita talking? My friend didn't say a damn thing, bro. He froze bro. He really fucked up dude. Yeah.
Because he was like, was it like, oh, we've been making funny jokes before this, or like now she's finally here, I don't dare to say anything already?
Maybe he thought she was cute or something. She is cute, yeah. But maybe that also played a factor,
Perhaps.
Suddenly she was just there next to him. And it's so funny because I thought, what the fuck? How come I'm doing the podcast alone? And he's just sitting right there at Vishnu's spot. Yeah.
So did you call him out on it? Like, hey, bro, why is
No, dude. We just did the fucking podcast. And after the podcast finished, to make things even worse, so after she left, we went, I was in the room with me, Benjamin, and another friend who helped out monitor the podcast, right? Which is what Vishnu usually helps me with. And we were getting even more and more freaked out about, oh my god, we fucked up so badly, we fucked up. And the whole time we just kept thinking like, oh fuck, she's gonna think we're a retard. And then there was one photo, one story, right? I was using my phone and I was looking at one of her story, and my friend took my phone and sent like a kissy face or some shit that. Oh god! And then he was like laughing so much, and the three of us just stared at him like because you can't unsend that. Yeah, it's not like you type some shit, you can delete the message. You can unsend it, but she already received the notification lah.
And your entire reputation was shattered just like that.
That's what I thought in my head lah. But honestly, she doesn't give a fuck lah. Let's be real lah. Yeah, she probably gets lots of that all the time lah, from guys especially. Yeah.
What was the reason why Brian didn't continue being a host with you as well?
Did you just say Brian? Yeah, you thought I wouldn't have called you out on that, eh?
Sorry, what's his name?
I think he's did it so many times.
Oh, okay.
He still does it sometimes.
Yeah, of
actually,
course.
you meet him? Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, of course.
With Hungry Sam episode. Yeah. I can still call him back sometimes.
But was there a reason why he didn't want to continue?
Yeah, because he's full-time working. Okay. So it's like when I want to schedule also, right? Sometimes it's hard, man. Like no, I have to wait for him. Then I realize, fuck it. If I want to really do it more consistently, I just do. Yeah. And also, of course, it will help out to do solo podcasts. Yeah, you learn to talk more, I guess.
And like one thing that's really cool about your podcast also, you get all this, interesting guests.
Very cool.
Yeah. No,
I like all your words, bro.
No, honestly, it is pretty cool because,
Thank you.
Siti Kasim was here very recently.
Yes.
And then there was Prof. Tajuddin as well.
Uh-huh.
What's your process in contacting them? Like, do you drop them an email or fax?
No, both was the exact same process. I had Ong Kian Ming on before that, so I just messaged, hey, do you have this blah, blah, contact? And he just sent me their contact straight.
Right.
He probably didn't even text them first or told them, even though I told him like, hey, go check, but do check with them first if they're cool with it. He just here and enjoy.
Who's your dream guest to have? Okay, give your top 5 guests that you'd want to have.
Wait, bro.
Wait, 5 is a lot, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
is a
3.
lot.
Top 3.
Conor McGregor, maybe?
Conor McGregor, wow.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
okay.
locally, I don't know, man.
Local lah.
Maybe
Local?
KJ. That's not really. I wouldn't say dream lah, but he's a big guest. Yeah. Would like to have him on. I would imagine the amount of invites he gets. I don't see him doing any podcasts, man.
No. But his
Right.
own lah.
Yeah, he doesn't do other
I
podcasts.
don't think he does, no.
Why? Would you have any?
He's building a media empire right now, bro.
So why
Not
the
just
fuck
with
would
the
he-
Keluar Sekejap podcast, but with all the other media platforms they have. There's a fitness one that they're running.
Yeah.
He's also a part-time radio host, right? If I'm
With
not
the
mistaken.
Hot FM.
Hot FM, yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, we haven't seen that. I mean, from a marketing perspective, it's crazy, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
When Keluar Sekejap just started, right? I saw the views, man. I was quite shocked, lah, dude. Straight away, 100,000, 200,000 all, and that's for the full podcast episode, not just short clips or whatever. Then I realized like, oh fuck, there's actually before Keluar Sekejap, we didn't really see podcasts with consistently that much views. Yeah, but of course now the views also drop a bit. I think because there's so many other politic podcasts that is upcoming, and ever since the last elections in America, you know how Donald Trump went on Joe Rogan podcast, had about I think 70 million views or 40 million, I can't remember. This was a week before the election results, and people said that he definitely played a big part in putting his message out there and maybe swayed some votes,
Oh,
you know, and helped
for
him
sure.
win. So yeah, we already know what's going to happen, man. In GE 16.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna interview Anwar or not?
I hope so. And don't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because he's probably gonna do a lot. But then it's different when you are. Actually, no, it's the same. I wanted to say it's different when you are the person, when you are already in the government. You don't have to do. Actually, you still do because you're fighting lah in the elections time. Yeah. Anyways, fuck man, this political podcast right is quite heavy, dude. Yeah. First, especially the ones that talk about Islam all right, dude. I just feel like, fuck, it's so obviously to the non-Malays, us lah, pretty much, we find it so interesting because we see different perspectives, and we understand that perspective really, really well. But if you are a Malay person and who's, let's say for example, supported PAS his whole life and has only supported PAS, most of the time, right, bro, people live their whole lives, they're not going to change their perspective. And not only not going to change, they won't even understand the other person's perspective. Of course, there's a lot of people that don't really pay attention or they just look at things on the surface like that lah. But like, I feel like, fuck man, this podcast, first of all, number one, right, if I want to do something like that, it's only fair if I do the podcast also with someone from PAS. You know, like how Keluar Sekejap is doing it, right? That's the right way to do it lah. Like how Joe Rogan do it also. He also have people he doesn't agree with all the time that comes on, and that's the only way that you can do it, because podcast is something where you talk for hours and hours, and that's all the receipts lah of yourself lah, and you cannot fake it lah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's how many hours? 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
The first 45 minutes you might be able to fake it, but over
After
time
a
there
while,
will be chinks in the armor lah.
You cannot fake
That's
it
the
lah.
right term.
Yeah. No, honestly, I don't really care lah, bro. The truth is, okay, even if it's someone that I really disagree, I don't really care having them sitting in the same room with me, talking to them. My only problem is I'm not so fluent in BM yet, so I would want to do more BM podcasts. Yeah, to get better at that shit lah. Yeah.
So sekarang kalau you nak cakap bahasa Malaysia macam
Boleh
mana
cakap lah.
prestasi
Sekarang dah tambah sikit baik.
dah tambah
Yeah.
sikit baik lah.
Yeah.
Dah fasih lah, dah lebih fasih.
Vocabulary semua dah ada, tapi untuk cakap saja
Blur sikit.
macam lambat sikit lah. Yeah.
The disclaimer is now in Malay, right, on your podcast?
Bukan disclaimer lah tu. Itu untuk pasang subtitles, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
minta
yo.
maaf doh.
Minta maaf. Memang minta maaf. Apa tu maaf, Vishnu?
No, I do.
Aku pun tak tahu.
I do. The podcast with Ayim Murti and what's that dude's name, man? Zul. Yeah. So that one is really talk a lot Malay. So I noticed, yeah, I do. It does help. And also one thing that really help a lot, right, bro? I've been doing every reel I do, right, subtitles, I put it in I have to put it in Malay lah. So at first, bro, is I keep translating, and then now I don't really have to translate much, but it does help lah. Yeah.
Props to you for wanting to learn our national language, bro. Because I know many people who don't care,
Hey, bro.
which is fundamentally, I think, is not
Retarded, yeah.
It's a
No,
very
it's wrong lah.
damaging perspective to have.
You see, bro, you say it's not they don't care. It's like it's never ever been in their lives, even though they live in Malaysia. Imagine you're some kid who grew up in Montclair, go to international school, right? As long as you know how to order food in Malay, right, you're good. You don't need it in your life. That's the honest truth. Living here,
In Malaysia, you're saying we don't need Bahasa Malaysia.
I'm saying for that person who grew up in Montclair or whatever, right? Honestly, they can live just fine as long as you know how to order food. You can live just fine. No one's gonna stop their day and say, you know, you are not going to be able to do this anymore because you can't speak Malay. No one's going to say that. So that's the reason why they don't learn. Bro, the same shit would be for me if, I mean, actually not really lah, because I already learnt it in school, so it's easy for me to pick up. But I was away for 8 years. The 8 years, bro, I came back, right, my Malay was fucked, man. I couldn't, there was a translation test, right, I had to do translation tests when I was trying to pursue my PR in Melbourne. I failed it, bro. Yeah, it was hard, man. It was so fucking foreign to me, man. Yeah, dude, you know what's crazy? You know do you see there was this video of this cikgu, I don't know where, I think Perak or something, scold the boy, told the boy like, oh, you tak fasih dalam BM. balik ke
China.
China and Bodo call him stupid, ask him stand in the corner lah.
Yeah.
So this is your reaction, right?
Yeah.
I went to, so this was a headline in Keluar Sekejap's Instagram page. I looked at the comments. 99% of the comments were saying thumbs up, good.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Does that give you an idea of how we come from different worlds? Because to me, right, now I've been seeing a lot of this shit, I realized that damn, it's just something that I can compare this to lah. Israel and Palestine. Okay, if you're someone who's always supported Israel, right, you can't understand the Palestinian side. And if you're someone who's always understood Palestinian side, right, you're not gonna understand the Jews side lah, the Zionists. And I'm not talking about people who only see on the surface, I'm talking about people who actually read and study all. They also, they just won't see it lah, the other way. Yeah, so that's how it is for us really. Yeah, so when those, like, so the last podcast I did with Siti Kasim, right, dude, I see all the comments but one thing's for sure, is the comments are all name calling, labeling, no solid arguments. But if you go and look at the long format podcast on YouTube, the full episode, it's about 99% all positive. The negative ones are to me lah.
Right.
You read some of those?
Some of it I did.
Yeah, a lot, bro. At first it was affecting. Then I'm like, oh, I got used to it already lah. I already knew what they're gonna say lah.
One of the funniest comments I've ever seen. Someone commented and said, "Brian is a blur sotong."
Yeah.
I don't know why I find it damn funny lah. So like just based off what you just said, right? Yeah. Would you say you are the kind of person who have obviously your perspectives and views on certain things? For example, right, you bring a politician from past year.
Yeah.
You have your values, your politics and all that.
Yeah.
But if he says something logical,
Yeah.
would you accept it or you'd be like, oh no, you're wrong?
Vishnu, I think this is quite bad question, bad way to frame the question.
No, why?
Because if he's saying something logical, why would I say you're wrong?
So generally a lot of people, what you just said, they don't like to change their views lah.
Yeah lah.
based
So
on their-
that's the tricky part, because when you're a politician, right, and when you're playing that game, right, you sometimes they have to suck it up, even though they kind of agree, they still have to die on their hill lah, right, which is the hill that their party is, whatever agenda their party is pushing lah.
Again,
But
I'm not saying politics like that's the only issue. Like, it could be any person with any issues, social issues or whatever lah. But
You try your best, to be neutral, dude. You want the best person to learn from is Joe Rogan, man. He tries his absolute best to be neutral, and I do believe all those people that not neutral, but of course you just be rational and you try and understand. You don't have to try, and sometimes you just listen and you just learn and you understand, and then you talk lah. If you don't agree, then understand why you don't agree. Yeah, and I think that's the only way you can do it.
yeah, even the episode with Trump also, he disagreed with a lot of things, but
Of
they
course.
had common ground lah.
Yeah, but also sometimes if he disagree, right, at the very most he will just keep quiet, just don't talk about it or some shit like that lah. But most of the time he will have to question, because bro, you got so many fucking people listening to your podcast, man. You have to be real lah. Yeah. Yeah, anyways guys, congrats man. This is the latest podcast I've ever done.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bro. That's why I was late. I wanted to break a record for you.
No, actually the started the latest one finished at, I don't know, 1 a.m. or some shit like that. Yamcha session. We did for 3.5 an hour. It's fucked up.
Their podcasts are usually very long.
Yeah. You also know them?
Bro, podcast scene in Malaysia got
It's damn, yeah, right, bro.
eyes, ears everywhere, bro.
Bro, it's so damn tiny.
There is a lot. But the ones that stand out through branding, which is the first level in my opinion, and then conversations, the quality of conversations, those are prominent.
Would you say Brian's podcast has already reached there or not?
So Brian's podcast is really interesting because you got good guests on, which is very important.
Like yourself?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just here to
Oh, you're just
spend
alright,
time.
lah.
Yeah, I've been cooped up in my house for a bit too long working.
Okay, I see.
And if you want to go to the next level, the next thing that you can look at is upping the production quality, and then it goes to a new level after that. And
Yeah.
once the production quality is up, then you can go to another level after that.
Since we're talking about how to improve, right, I feel like the fastest way to grow, right, is I need an editor, man. An editor, because if you the formula is all there already. Joe Rogan's podcast, 3 times a week, every guest is just under 3 hours. That's the reason why he's unbeatable, and him putting in all their raps, right? That's the reason why he's so good at talking. And yeah, the recipe is there lah.
Yeah.
You have to be. The podcast that I listen to, right? Most of the time, I'm not paying full attention, just paying half attention because I'm multitasking, which is what most people do, unless it's super educational. Dude, I'm that type, right? It's so hard for me to not only absorb but like memorize shit or whatever. I have to actually, even just listening to a podcast, I have to sit down and fucking write shit down to remember lah. Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe your learning style is via writing, not
Maybe
so
I'm
much
on the
lit-
spectrum now.
No, I think you are.
Yeah, I am, bro. And I know this in school, man. Study for, let's say, sejarah, right? You got buddies. I'm sure you also know this. You got buddies that they just absorb faster, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mike Ross from Suits.
I didn't
Anyone
watch
watch
Suits.
that? Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
How
go
good
on.
is Suits?
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm watching it for the second time now. Cool.
Okay, cool.
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 Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something else. Yeah.
The end.
I was doing an
let's-
interview, man, for a bit.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about
Hey, dude, okay, tell me,
Yeah.
why did you stop the Amen podcast, man? The one with Joe Brosurf and Ming Yu, right? Ming Yu.
Yes, Mingyu. So it stopped because everybody was busy with our own individual projects. I had radio at that point of time. Mingyu was getting busy with agency work as well. And Joseph was also running Motion Lab and had a bunch of other stuff going on. So because everybody's schedule was very full, and I think we started having different priorities in life. So each time we started recording an episode could feel like the juice ain't flowing no more.
Understand.
That was the reason. That was one of the reasons why we stopped the show.
Yeah, I would assume one offer, because honestly it doesn't take too much time, right?
It doesn't take too much
Yeah.
time, but because the team handling the podcast was also handling many other projects at the same time, and at the end of the day, when you run a business, of course, to make sure everybody gets a decent pay and have food on their table every month, you have to prioritize the projects which pay the bills. lah.
Yeah, puts more food on the table.
Of course. So it's all about optimizing, which I don't think was a wrong decision to make. It was a sad one for sure, but it wasn't wrong lah.
Would you want to do another podcast?
I would love to do another podcast. However, I feel like I've come to a point in my life, and I don't know, it's because of my time in radio where I wake up at 4 in the morning and just talk non-stop till
Now
the
you
afternoon,
sleep at
right?
4 in the morning, right?
Now I sleep at 3:30, bro. I'm having
Almost there.
more healthy habits lah. So I just sleep earlier by 10 minutes every year, you know.
What was your sleeping pattern like when you were working with radio?
Oh,
Yeah, it's fucked up, right, dude?
it's messed up. Not just because of the job, but mostly my discipline. I think revenge bedtime procrastination,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
guys know what that is, it's when you spend your entire day not doing what you want to do, that eventually when you have time before you go to bed, you want to do it.
Oh, okay.
And because of that, I used to sleep really late, and I would operate on 4 hours of sleep, and then go to work the next morning, come back and sleep in the evening, and wake up at dinner time. It was just so bad for my health, bro. Very, very bad.
Yeah, you were falling sick like every week.
I was falling sick every month. I was
Yeah,
falling
yeah.
sick.
So how many hours would you get on average of sleep?
On a weekday,
6.
5 hours. But
Oh,
I will
that's-
come back in the afternoon to
And nap,
sleep and like nap for a good like another 3-4 hours, which is like quite bad for your sleep.
Yeah, you think that you can just cover back. It doesn't work that way, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. Although there is a sleeping pattern, I think it's called the polyphasic sleeping pattern, where it's like you sleep for 4 hours and then you wake up, you do a bunch of work, and then you sleep for another 4 hours. Or something like that. Like,
You know what I notice for me, right? When I sleep 6 hours, right? Okay, so on average I sleep 7 hours. 7 hour 15 minutes. That's for me. I'm good already. Yeah. If I just so happen I sleep 5 hours that night, right? The next day, or not 5, maybe 4, when I'm really lack sleep, but the next day when I take a nap, I get very bad sleep paralysis, like almost all the time. Yeah, it's just I know how to get it. Yeah, So, oh, you actually get the same shit. lah.
Sleep paralysis is very common, especially like when you said when you're tired.
So when you were doing the radio job, you were getting there all the time.
No, that one is because I was so burnt out. The demons also don't want to come near me. You know? The sleep paralysis demons like we got to give him some
No,
rest.
no, it's also because the nap became part of your routine already.
Maybe, perhaps.
Because
perhaps.
sleep paralysis happens when you have unconventional sleep patterns. Yeah. So it was, I noticed every time when lack sleep, it sure happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you guys need? You all need to start taking magnesium daily.
Oh, supplements.
I kid you not, bro. It's been a life changer for me. I've been the kind of person, bro. I can wake up even after 8 hours and I still feel so sluggish. And I have no idea what was wrong with me. I just thought, okay, maybe I just need to keep losing weight and stuff. Then only I found out my body was just low in magnesium, bro. It's a supplement just like how you take fish oil and stuff.
Oh, I think, actually I do take magnesium all the time.
You take it doesn't make you sleepy. It just improves the quality of your sleep.
Nice.
Bro, you can
know-
sleep like a baby even if you're getting 5 hours a day, bro.
Yeah, Dr. Vishnu, my man.
They call me Dr. Strange.
Magnesium
for a
and some some candy.
yeah.
Well, doctor, I'm trying to take care of my health now. I eat magnesium. What else do you eat? Choki.
Have this, your life is sorted.
Yeah. B12 was pretty good for me also. B12 complex.
B12, huh?
It helps to
I also take
regulate
that
the
already.
nervous system.
Vitamin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also take that shit.
Would you ever go back to radio, Raj?
The pay is good, right?
B is good.
No shit, like you wake up at 4 a.m., bro.
You're not getting paid because you wake up at 4 a.m. You're getting paid because
You're talking non-stop,
you are
entertaining. non-stop.
using your image and your personality and basically your entire livelihood as a billboard, as a walking billboard. That's why you get paid a lot.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
You know?
Especially like when people think about a radio station, right? The first thing they think about is the three main DJs. Yeah. Were you in the morning show, right?
I was on the morning show for Hitz, and our show was special. And by the way, our toes are touching. It's kind of awkward, bro.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's your calves and my toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's finding comfort there.
Okay, sure. Let me just. We haven't got to the point where we can play footsie yet, bro.
Oh.
Okay.
Now it's a bit one-sided.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our show was interesting because it was there was the marketing USP lah. Because there was 4 announcers. Vishnu, I'm trying to tell a fucking traumatic story in my life. Story in my life. And we had 4 announcers on our show.
Cool.
There was myself, Arnold.
The irrelevant person, which you mentioned just now. I'm just quoting you.
I don't remember saying that. There was Ian.
Didn't you say that?
I did not say that. There was Ian,
Okay.
and there was Anne.
Yeah, the weekend.
It was a fun experience.
Hmm?
The job came to me also in a very interesting way.
How long did you do it for? 6 months. 6 weeks or more.
1 year and 6 months, about there.
Yeah.
Oh, why your laugh?
No, there's an internal joke when Raj does something, every 6 months he alternates.
I try something new every 6 months.
Every 6 months.
Whether it's a job or a hobby.
But that was
or-
1 year, 6 months though.
Yeah, so that was special.
Yeah.
You know?
So the fact that he did it for that long, he needs a Nobel Prize, bro.
No, it was really interesting how I got the job because radio was never intended to be like part of my career in the entertainment or content creation industry. And what happened was every year the radio station has this competition where they'll put up a video and then you have to stitch it and pretend that you're a radio announcer and do stuff like that, right? So I decided to join that competition for fun, where they gave me a script on the video and you're supposed to say it in English like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, whatever.
Yeah.
I decided to do it in BM. And I just made an entire joke out of it like, oh, you want to listen to music? Who is it you're listening to? I just made like a super crack, obviously just playing a fool with the whole thing.
Listen to music.
Listen to music? What is this song? Press a button, play. I was just
You
talking
sound like Arif
shit,
Yong.
right?
That's why Arif Yong got the job also.
I
Because
don't
he
know.
talks like that dude when he does his Malay accent.
He was with a different station, so I'm not so sure what the process was with that. But anyways, a couple of weeks after that, I got a message from the producer of the radio station saying that my boss saw your video and she was like, oh, you think very easy to be a radio announcer, is it? You come and try for a week.
Why would she say that?
I don't know, but I took it as a challenge. I was like, okay, sure, I'll come in for a week.
No, but okay, so if she did that, right, they already actually liked you.
Maybe. At that point I didn't know.
It can't be taking someone which they think has no potential
True,
and they don't like, and then hey, come inside lah, show us lah how.
Yeah.
Just to like prove a point. It can't be real.
Yeah, at that point I didn't know. Because I came in for 1 week with no pay. Just to experience.
Oh, that's why they did that. It's
Yes.
the no pay. I understand.
So it's no pay for just 1 week to
Yeah.
come and be an announcer. And little did I know that was secretly an audition. To see the chemistry between the announcers.
Why did
and
you
whatnot.
want to do it?
It was something new. I wanted to experience it.
Yeah.
And it was during like COVID time when the lockdown was like about to be lifted. You know, you're just cooped up at home. So I just like, okay, I'll just go and try it. And only 1 year after that, did I get the email saying that, oh, you were actually looking to hire new announcers now and we want you to be on the breakfast show.
Wow, that's fucking weird. We.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting hiring process.
So that means that for the whole 1 year, they couldn't get their minds off of you. I mean, couldn't get you out of their minds.
Yeah, that is a very good way to look at it, and I'll take that. I would like to believe
course,
that is a
bro.
true story, and it's also about timing the market, right? Like knowing when the show needs to be rejuvenated, then only we bring in the new faces. There's no point doing the audition and say like, okay, next week, Raj, you're going to start your job, because there's months of marketing and planning which is needed in advance.
Do people get fired? Though?
Oh, of course.
He got fired.
I didn't get fired. I didn't get fired. I quit.
Do
Yeah.
people get fired? Like how do you know any?
Yes, I know a few stories.
Don't put it in. Or just tell me, man.
No, you can put it in as
Okay,
long as
yeah.
I don't say names. I think it's fine.
Okay, yeah. Like in what
okay,
sort of
so-
cases?
So, in recent times, like during my time, I haven't heard of anybody getting fired. You'll get suspended, yes.
Like the era DJs.
Yeah, which was I have a few things to say about that also lah.
Yeah, same.
And I know of an announcer who, okay, she did not get fired, but she got cold storaged or cold shelved live. That's the right term to use. She decided to rap over the Negaraku beat.
Hey, who's this girl?
And
They say her name, dude. I won't put it in.
of course, she got into a bit of trouble
Can just
with
Google
that.
it later.
And they didn't like fire her outright, but then they just like stopped giving her opportunities.
So
So it's like a sort of
it's got cancelled lah. They cancelled her.
internally sort of, I don't know lah. Like,
Was there a big backlash for it?
I mean, from what I heard, that was the first few horror stories that the other announcers and the management team told us not to do. Like, think twice before doing anything like that.
They slowly just alienate her.
Do you think I'll ever survive on radio?
Well, it depends. What do you want to achieve from radio, bro?
Honestly, I don't know.
Get the bag.
If it's all about money, running your own business, being a content creator, you can earn way more money. That is for sure. That is 100% for sure. Nowadays they don't pay radio announcers like they used to pay them 10 years ago.
Is
And
it?
yeah,
No. Okay, you can't say numbers.
I won't say numbers, but I got paid fairly only because I negotiated,
Okay.
and not many announcers
Would
know
how to
that they can negotiate, know that they
Yes,
can even
they-
negotiate in
yeah.
the first place.
So I'm just gonna give you a rough figure, and then you tell me whether lower or higher.
Okay.
That they offered you initially.
Okay,
5,000. Their initial offer.
let me put this into context for you. Okay, I can tell you what is already out there. There's a Chinese radio DJ in the Chinese market.
They get
Who-
paid more, is it?
Yes,
Of course, 'cause
Of
bigger.
course, because it's bigger. At the end of the day,
Malay also the same, right?
of course, yes, 100%.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, so urban market is the least.
But when it comes to brands, working with brands, urban market is actually the most. I mean, isn't that true? Sponsors, like, you get paid the most actually. The money is the biggest in English market.
In what, in radio?
No, in marketing, digital marketing.
That one I'm not so sure. I don't have the numbers on that lah. I don't
Okay,
have the
yeah,
numbers
see.
on that. But there's a radio DJ in the Chinese market who has revealed on this TV series that it gets paid 6 figures a month being a radio announcer.
Okay, I assume that person has probably has been the face of radio for ever since the radio station started.
It's
lah.
a very, very prominent face lah.
It has to be lah. That because they can't afford to be paying 2 radio DJs that lah, or something like that. Yeah, I wonder how much Arnold got.
Can ask him to do a.
Do you know?
I have a rough idea lah.
20?
But it's not my place to say it lah.
Okay, 20.
But
Lower, higher.
I can't say, okay? But one thing I tell you about Arnold was, he was the reason that I survived more than 6 months in radio. That's for sure. Because he was a very good mentor. He was a very good friend.
So sleep properly lah. Just sleep properly.
What do you
no.
mean?
No, I thought you wanted to quit because you couldn't get your proper sleep. Then he's like telling you.
No. It was a lot of tough love, right? But when it comes to the art of radio, there's no doubt that Arnold really has the knowledge and the technical expertise about that. And exactly what he said, like, not after 6 months I would have been like, okay, maybe go back and do whatever I was doing before.
Arnold has the most radio voice I've ever heard from a Malaysian. Absolutely the most radio voice.
I think so, yeah.
The most radio voice.
There's a great balance for catering to the Malaysian market and still sounding like a radio announcer.
Which makes me think, right? Did Arnold talk like that before radio? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's the same person on radio and off radio lah. So
Okay.
there's just no like character or anything like that lah.
Right.
You think Brian will ever be able to work on hits?
I
or
mean,
like a radio?
Depends on what your motivation is lah. If your
I would
motivation
do
is
it
aligned.
for a while lah. Just for a while.
Yeah.
If you're a producer, would you hire him?
Yeah. Obviously the answer is yes lah.
Well, if I was a producer working in a radio station right now, it depends on which radio station. Is it?
Era. Will you hire me for Era?
I can't because you're not Malay.
No, I can speak Malay.
No.
Aku
THR
boleh cakap
Raga?
dalam bahasa.
No, you can't. Because,
Fasih gila.
no. Like those stations, they have a very strict criteria.
Oh, they
what
can. Oh, even if the person. Oh no, that's not true though. You know, Mat Dan.
Who's not done?
Oh, actually, I don't know whether this guy does radio. I think he does. If I'm not mistaken, some one of their shifts or what, right? He's a white dude living in Kelantan, and he's Muslim and can speak Klate or very fluent. So I think he has a gig in radio. So yeah, they will hire a white guy before they hire Chinese. So is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that if you want to work in radio, you got to know which station that you want to be in, and then for that station, they have a very specific set of criteria. But in this day and age, if I was a producer and I was going to hire a new radio announcer now, the first thing that I will see is how many followers you have on social
Yeah,
media.
that's the only thing you're seeing.
That is the main thing that
Yeah.
they will see.
Really?
How many followers you have on social media.
Not even talent.
That's
Bro,
secondary.
I mean, if you think about
Because there's many radio announcers with no talent who are working there. That is true. And you and I know that for a fact.
Shout out.
who?
Well, lah, plenty lah, bro. You listen to the show, you'll know already. One.
No, wait. What do you mean by no talent? Like they just don't sound so good on the
Okay,
mic.
okay. It's a bit harsh for me to say that, right? Look, when you're a radio announcer, you have a very big responsibility. Because you are the voice that is accompanying how many million people in their car drives. You have a responsibility to report news which is accurate. You have the responsibility to make sure that if you're getting paid a certain amount of money for a job, that you're doing it to the best of your ability. Which means either you make it entertaining, you make it informational, you make sure that the information is correct and accurate. So all those things make a good radio announcer. And when you do all those things, automatically you can be labeled as talented because you know how to be entertaining, blah, blah, blah.
The whole thing.
Yes. And actually, I take back what I said initially. The responsibility of being a good radio announcer is not just on the person speaking itself. It's on the management team as well. Because here in Malaysia, we don't have much control on what songs we can play. We don't have much control on when the ads are supposed to go up and how the ads are supposed to sound. In 1 hour, we have about 14 minutes of talking and everything else is being programmed by someone else. So in terms of creativity, there's very little that you can do.
Right.
Where it's very different in Australia.
I'm sorry. Can you say the song part again?
We as radio announcers have very little say on what songs are being played.
Who's the one? There's someone that.
There is a dedicated person who decides what songs are played at which time. They have deals with the music labels, of course, to promote new songs and so on and so
yes.
forth. So it's not like in the past where it's like, oh, you got a song request, we can play it now. Like that barely happens anymore.
Oh yeah. Last time it was all like
That was
that.
the thing,
Old
yeah.
time,
And the reason why they can't do that is because of money lah with the record label.
There is something called programming as well, where you got to know which songs people like, which songs people don't like, and of course there's deals with the music labels. It's a whole complex
Fucking
web.
The evil side of big corporations Always.
I mean, you have to earn money at the end of the day. Otherwise, how's everybody going to get paid, ma?
That's what those people pushing the COVID vaccines also said lah. They tell themselves that every day. I mean, you have to earn money lah. Just take the fucking vaccine lah, everyone.
Why do you have an Indian accent?
Because I'm talking to Indians.
I don't feel offended, but
Yeah. None of y'all do. Unless y'all got Indian accent.
yeah. So
Raj has some, a little bit.
I have a bit. Like when I start
Yeah.
speaking quick, I notice like it starts coming out.
Yeah. Hey, dude, your parents are damn funny in your videos.
Oh, thank you. They'll be very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think in Malaysia, the creativity as a radio announcer is very limited. You can be the most creative person in the world, but if your producer says no, forget about it. And sorry, one more thing just to add on. Now, what's happening is the talent who has been around in radio is slowly going away. Ian has moved to another station.
Yeah, they're getting older also.
They are cycling out or whatever the reason may be lah, right? And there is no one to guide the new voice of radio.
Sorry, Ian was at Hitz for a long time now. He's
Very, very long time. Now he's working with Fly FM.
there's not many options though, right? You know what I mean? Of radio.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get into BFM, I heard it's a whole different story lah.
Of course bro. The BFM is not, you're not someone who's super entertaining or whatever.
It's cold, hard facts,
Yeah.
no bullshit,
Mm.
which is why I listen to BFM.
You know what's that girl's name? The one that grills the politicians. What's her name?
I don't remember. I don't listen to that set.
But you know which girl I'm
I know which
talking
one
about.
you're talking about. She wears
right?
specs,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
always see her clips on Instagram.
Yeah.
She's damn good.
I of course I don't like her because it's not my style.
What?
Yeah. Huh? It's just
It's
I
called
don't
the-
listen to that podcast anyways. I mean BFM, so I wouldn't like it. Yeah.
It's called the Breakfast Grill.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's. Did I answer your question? I think I did. Yeah, I forgot what the question.
No. So honestly, since you would know the industry, right? How big is radio industry right now compared to 20 years ago? Just a rough estimate.
I don't know the average number of listenership 20 years ago, but now it can be something like 1.7 million, something like that daily.
This is for hits.
Yeah.
lah. Okay.
If I remember the numbers correctly, it's been something.
These are unique listeners, right?
According to the survey.
Yeah.
So when to define what the survey is,
Yeah.
every year, twice for a 6-week period, there will be a survey done to get the feedback of people on what they think about the radio station, which is your favorite radio station, and so on and so forth.
And the numbers are the
and the
analytics.
numbers, and that's how they sort of tabulate. At least that is what that has been told to me.
Yes.
Because when I was working there, I asked many times, actually, how does a survey work? And nobody could give me a correct answer.
I'll say this lah. When you said 1.6 million let's say per day unique listeners you're talking about the hits, right? Or Fly FM.
If I remember the numbers
Yeah.
correctly or something.
I
like that.
don't believe that for 1 second.
Yes, and I will tell you why. Also, I think there might be an error in the way that these numbers are collected. Is because when I ask how the survey is done, I get a bunch of different answers.
Yeah.
And one of the answers which still stick with me was... Yeah, right? And one of the answers which still stick with me was they give a booklet to random people across the country, and you have to fill up a booklet to say like, okay, what do you feel about the radio station, blah, 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 blah.
No one is filling up booklets.
Which is like, we live in a digital age now.
Yeah. No one is
That is
filling up
true.
booklets, okay?
So it's very sassy lah, like how the
Fucking
numbers.
Okay, let's just from a common person's perspective lah. Okay, if you're saying 1.6 billion people listen to Hits.fm every day, okay, if you are saying that is the case lah, how many? So Malaysia got 37 million people population. How many million speaks English first? Full like, just they're fluent in English and their first language is English and English is their choice of radio station. How many? Just think about it. I don't even.
We don't know.
Oh,
We
sorry.
don't know.
Not radio station. Just using English as their first language every day. I would assume is 5-6 million, right?
I don't know. I don't.
So those 5-6 million people, you're saying that of all the people that speak English, right? A third of that is listening to radio every day. So yeah, I don't buy that for one bit, man, dude.
I've spoken to some Grab drivers sometimes when I'm in the car and then they're listening to hits when I was working there lah, and I asked, bang, kenapa you dengar station ni ya? You suka lagu ke? You suka announcer dia ke?
You
Macam
just
mana?
wanted to know lah.
I just wanted to know because for me, when I know why they listen to the station, I know like that's the thing we should be talking about on radio. That's the thing we should be doing better on radio. And then they'll be like, tak tahu lah, saya buka saja saya dengar.
Yeah lah.
So it's very passive listenership,
Yeah.
which is why it's the same thing with billboards.
Sorry, let's say that Grab driver or more people that you've asked, right? Do people who speak Malay as their first language, do they listen to hits or?
Yeah, some of them do. They do.
Really?
Yeah.
Why They got so many Malay radio stations.
Don't know. Maybe they
Or,
just.
I think they like the English songs. Or?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't interviewed them to that detail before.
Maybe they just want to listen to English music.
Should send them
lah.
the booklet lah, bro.
Yeah, but you see it's very hard to get an exact number, right? And it's the same thing for billboards as well. You can say that every day 100,000 people pass by this billboard,
Yeah.
but how many are actually looking at the billboard? How many are using their phone illegally? How many is honking the guy who is not signaling? There's nothing that's confirmed.
Nothing.
Which is why now when you're on social media doing digital marketing, there is hard and fast numbers.
Yes.
Everything can be tracked. How long people look at a certain video.
It's so much more accurate than physical hard advertisement.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's no bullshitting around it.
Yeah. I talked about this with Tanesh and Ketan before. So it's like if you're a company, right? Only the really the reasons why they invest in billboards, right? I would assume lah, it's because they've already covered a lot of digital marketing, and they still choose to invest in physical marketing, which is billboards, just because they have the budget to do so,
Yes.
just to cover the excess of people or whatever.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with investing in billboards, but it should be part of a integrated marketing plan, right? Billboards give you the sense of legitimacy. If you see your brand on a billboard, you're like, yo, wow, my brand is on a billboard. Like
Of course.
that impact, you know what I mean?
Yeah, top of the mind awareness also. Yes, that's very effective for billboards. But I also wonder, man, I don't know whether the price for billboards rentals would probably have dropped.
Maybe.
Yeah, or probably not, because all the big brands are still using it. So maybe not as well. Yeah.
Then we have digital billboards now, so that makes it much more cost efficient.
Yeah.
Because you just go to the billboard, you plug in a thumb drive, and then
Yeah.
the image is there.
The one in KL, bro, they do it. The one on just above the McDonald's in KL. It was 150 ringgit, but for 15 seconds.
Oh,
That's not bad.
that's cheap.
15
just
seconds.
one time?
I think 2 times, I think. In a span of 40 seconds or so.
No, you're talking about in a day, 2 times like that.
So basically 150 ringgit for 2 shot lah.
Pretty much lah. Yeah.
I feel like if I was a company, right, and talking about ways where you want to waste your advertisement money, there, do it.
Yeah lah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, pretty much lah.
Bro, let's be real, man. Digital marketing, bro.
150 ringgit can go to all those influencers that are spoiling the market. Better you pay them. Your
Oh,
videos
yeah.
stay there forever.
Yeah, one with 200k followers will do something.
We'll do it for 150 ringgit in the free
Yeah, dude,
products.
you do a lot. I see you do recently. You've been doing damn a lot of jobs. What would you call it? Just ads.
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah,
Sponsored
ads working.
content.
Yeah, working with brands. Yeah, good stuff.
His profile is
Yeah.
a digital billboard.
My profile is a
It's a
digital
digital
billboard.
Yeah, Vishnu did say that it's shit lah. But I said, but it's so funny.
Yeah, I had a
He's like, yeah, I know. Vishnu says that.
I had a video that we recently did for this Jom Quit campaign.
Quit
to-
what? Smoking.
Smoking, yes. Jom Quit campaign is organically. I was very surprised. It got a 1.5 million views on TikTok, and a lot of people were like talking about the experience with smoking and whatnot. So the point that I was trying to make is it's not just a digital billboard. There's actually real conversations going on there.
Wow. Yeah. That's deep.
Do you see recently? This was quite crazy, man. This Malay influencer, I can't remember his name. He did a pickle advertisement.
Yes, and the
Yeah.
brand didn't want to pay him.
Then do you remember how it went? You can explain a bit.
So he did an advertisement for this pickleball brand, And after the video was up, the pickleball brand said like, oh, it didn't get enough engagement or views or whatever that we wanted, so we're only going to pay you a percentage of what we initially promised you.
Mind you, the video had, if I'm not mistaken, 1.5 minimum. It might be 3 million, I can't remember. But definitely, TikTok and Instagram combined 3 million lah. Okay, 3 million views.
And then now they are saying we are going to change the payment terms because it didn't live up to whatever expectations the brand has lah.
So so obviously so let's just say I'm an SME, okay, or a big company. I would assume big companies, they have their marketing person, they are super dialed in the industry. They know how to make effective advertisements that would actually translate and convert to sales. But if you're SME, you just look at the numbers because you think, okay, if I've got 1 million people looking at my product in this influencer doing some pickleball advertisement, right? You think, oh, I should going to make some sales, but perhaps you're not doing it right. Yeah, so he got 3 million views in total, TikTok and Instagram. The brand told them like, oh, actually, our budget was this much, but then whatever we expected to convert into sales, it was probably way below lah, okay? Way below that. So now we can't pay you much. Like, huh? Where got such thing?
The video went up on that guy's profile or the brand's profile?
His profile.
His profile. Probably collab. It doesn't matter, right? What matters is 3 million.
Yeah.
So imagine if you're a fucking creator and you did that lah. How every creator, right? When they do a advertisement for a brand, they hit 1 million, right? You can't ask for much more already than that.
Yeah.
Especially advertisement. You know how fucking hard it is? Advertisement.
What
Me and Vishnu did an advertisement.
Yeah, I saw that.
we did.
Yeah, it will have 5 million views, bro.
Yeah, but salute to them for actually, the views were depressing, but they came through.
I think this one I said to Vishnu. I think one thing that we fucked up, right, is the first thing we did, right, within 3 seconds, boom, go La Juiceria there.
No, the messed up thing is you were the main guy, not me.
No, but really, the first thing we did, boom, the La Juiceria there, like, oh, people know already. Some people cannot be bothered to like, let's see whether you got something more, something funny or what. Yeah, they just see the brand. Oh, I also do that.
I'm also like that. Yeah.
It's just human nature. So I think, but sometimes the weird thing is, when a content creator does the fucking advertisement, right, the brand is already out there from the get-go and it still does well.
Yeah.
But that's hard to do lah.
True. What would you have done in that situation where the brand doesn't want to pay you because of the views? It was underwhelming.
I will go ham lah, bro.
Yeah?
It's a lot of WhatsApping and calling and arguing, and let me try to see whether I've been in a situation like that before. No?
I think the right way to handle it was how that guy handled it.
It depends. It depends whether he gets paid fully in the end or not. Because after that whole video, which is great for the pickleball brand, because now they got how many million views, right?
So the reason why he made the video is because they ghosted him. He already tried following up. It's not like the moment they disagreed, right, or sent him that message like, oh, we can't pay you full, that he already got paid 50%, right? So they're saying that they only can pay him maximum 60%, which is another 10% lah. Yeah. So the reason why he made that video is because they just ghosted him already lah.
I would have gone to the brand's office or whatever and tried to speak to someone first.
I assume that he already tried to do that lah.
If he has done that,
yeah. So the right way to handle it after you've done all of that, exhausted all your options, is you do a video, and he wasn't like cursing or whatever.
Yeah.
He was explaining everything damn rationally, and yeah. So I would assume that perhaps the brand reached out and paid him after that.
I hope they did.
Actually, no lah. I mean, if there's no legal obligations, which actually is weird because there should be, right?
There should be.
You should always have a contract.
Yeah.
But then again, are you gonna pay the legal fees to hire someone to take action? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, which that shit happens. Yeah, you're saying.
Yeah, I was trying to think whether I faced any similar. Oh, so I had one situation with a campaign before where I received a brief to talk about a certain product. Okay? And one thing about me is that when I do content, the moment the brief comes in, I will return a script within 24 hours because I like to work quickly, get the approval as soon as possible, then start shooting. So that's a very important thing for me. So the brief came in, I clarified a few things with the PIC, and they said, okay, good, you can proceed with the brief. And I even sent them a reference video and said, do you want it something like this style? Okay, great. I wrote the script and I sent it back to them. And they replied me 1 month later. Okay. 1 month later, they replied me and said, "Oh, client wants something totally different, not as per the reference that you sent." And I'm like, "Okay, you should have told me that earlier, but it's okay. I will do it again for you."
But what did they say when you said that? Did they say, "Oh, client took 1 month to reply. Sorry."
Okay, so I didn't bring all that up. I gave them the benefit of the doubt.
You're a bitcher.
No, I didn't say anything to them, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? Because for me, writing a script is okay. Give me the brief, I understand the product and all that. We'll just write it, finish.
Script is still okay because that's part of the process. You
Yes.
have to do
And it's short form content, so it's still okay. So I returned a second version of the script within 24 hours with a completely different tone. And then this time they were like, "Oh no, actually client wants something totally different." They wrote the script for you. Okay? They wrote the script for
Did
me.
they reply fast?
They took a few days or whatever to reply. Then I'm like, okay, this is the script that the client wrote, which by the way is not very different from what I first wrote. And I told them, look, as a content creator, I cannot just take the script that the client wrote 100%. It needs to have a bit of my own zaza in it. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, man.
Yeah,
That mojo.
Style, my mojo. Because
Yeah.
otherwise people will know like this is not how I talk. It's not me, not who I am. Can I change a few parts and then we'll proceed with
And that is you just taking responsibility not only for your profile but also how it's going to affect the end result of the campaign, because content creators do that. The reason why they include their Zaza and Mojo in it is because the viewers are going to see your reel from your page, so obviously they want something that is your Zaza lah, that
Of
has
course.
your Zaza.
And I'm a content creator, ma. I want to create stuff also. So if you wanted to send me a script that you wrote, why didn't you just send it to me from the start? Why make me write 2 revisions and 2 versions for you to eventually say, I want Raj to say this? So you understand like how it's a bit like, why did you waste my time?
So I'm the agent lah. I'm saying, oh, that's because the client also didn't say that at the start. Yeah.
Which is your responsibility as an agency to be the intermediary. That is why you're getting paid a lot of money, ma. You have to understand when the client says something, and it's not easy because the client is the one paying the money to the
Stupid,
company,
yeah,
right?
and stupid also.
Is not that they're stupid, it's that maybe they're not well versed, that a content creator is
They're
not
stupid,
like
lah.
Content creator world.
it's not like a plumber, my
Yeah.
my
Hey, we
sink is
didn't say-
leaking.
Yeah.
There's only one way to fix it and it's done. It's creative.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, long story short, went back and forth. Client didn't want to budge on the script. They say we wanted to say exactly like this, blah blah blah. I said, can I just change these 3 sentences? And eventually they were like, yeah, sure, if you want to, blah 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 blah. So I did it. I did the script 1 month in advance. When I got the finalized version, they say you have to do it in 48 hours. Shoot the video, edit the video, and get it posted up.
No. So after they say, okay, sure, you can change the 3 words, and then now they are telling you, okay, 48 hours, you have to
Get it done. And I was like, no way, Jose. I got other things that I need to do, other campaigns, other clients. So you got to wait till next week. And they were like, no, can you do it now? Can you do it now? And this is just me talking to the agency. I say, look, I sent you the script a month ago. And I spoke very professionally throughout the whole thing, of course. I'm like, send you the script a month ago.
You're dealing with the agency, right? Sorry.
Agency directly. I said, and with all due respect to the agency, the girl was very professional that I was dealing with, very well spoken, very articulate, very apologetic. I just don't think that it's easy to tell a client you are being unreasonable. You know what I mean or not?
Of course lah,
Yeah.
bro.
It's not easy to do that.
Yeah, it's damn hard, man. Yeah. So what happened in the end?
So in the end, the video went up. I was happy with the outcome.
No. So you did it a week next week.
I did it the following week. I said, look, the earliest I can give it to you is by this date. And I delivered it by that date.
Yeah, because they can't. They also can't, like, if they want to find someone else to replace you, it's going to delay more. And
Oh,
they're not,
100%.
and they're not going to do that.
Yeah. And after the video went up, there was also part of the contract was they wanted to buy like ads for it and stuff.
You mean Google ads?
No, the TikTok ads and IG ads.
They paying?
Oh, they are paying.
Yeah, okay.
So in order to do that, you need to generate a code to send it to the client for them to boost it. So I gave them the code, and it was valid for 1 month. And after a month, the agency comes back to me and says, oh, the client forgot to run the ad.
Sorry, what is this code? I don't understand.
It's a code. Like you have to put in a code into the system so that you can run the ads.
But how come you have the code?
Because the creator has to generate it from our profile.
But it's something simple. You just click one button. And then
Correct,
you
click
get
2 buttons
okay.
and then you're done lah.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, after a month they came back and then they wanted to run the ad again because it expired. And I said, no, I already generated the code. If you all forgot to run it, it's up to you lah. You want to get, there's additional charges
Okay.
for another month lah. Yeah, because y'all were so unreasonable to me at the start. If y'all weren't unreasonable and not giving me more work on my plate,
Yeah.
I would have happily said, yeah, you forgot, that's fine, here's the code again. So there needs to be some sort of respect also lah between the brand
Oh,
and the
okay,
creator.
okay. But I mean, it wouldn't have taken much from you to just generate that code again.
No,
right?
but I'm a petty bastard lah, that's why.
I see.
Yes, yeah.
You sound that like revenge.
I wouldn't use the word revenge lah, but
Not really, lah, but if you have an asshole client or an agent that you're dealing with, chances are you won't want to be that nice and give them
I understand, but
everything as
what
well.
about the payment? Did they pay you?
they still haven't paid me till today. But I know they will pay me because the agency person I'm dealing with is a very good person.
And you've worked with her with other shit before.
One other time before, not her personally, but with someone else in that company, and I know that the problem is with the brand, and I also understand that she as the agency in the middle has a lot of pressures on her,
Yeah.
but I still need to protect myself as a creator as well.
Your pettiness.
My ego lah.
I understand. No, I totally understand, dude. It's not much to ask for, honestly. Yeah, but hopefully they'll pay you.
Oh, they'll pay me. I've never had
A
any
client that don't pay,
significant
right?
problems. Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
chase them sometimes. But I also understand running a business is not easy. You have 1,001 things to do, so I always remind them.
I mean, in most industries, so you always have to chase people. It's normal. Yeah. Okay.
Like, okay, guys, what is your takes on brands paying content creators with high followings? Like, I'm talking like 100K, 200K. Organic's another thing, lah. What is your take when you find out someone with that kind of following is charging minimal, bro? Like, for example, in the hundreds or maybe 1,000 or 1,000.
Okay, so what you're saying is someone spoiled the market, lah.
No, what's your take on people who spoil the market?
Yeah, what I would say to that is similar to go and hire some Bangla foreign worker to something like that lah. They got hire a foreign worker that you're gonna pay dirt cheap money to get the job done, which is what any company would do. I would say that because there's no control system to control the market, the corporations gonna do whatever they can lah to get away with it, man. Whether it's fair or not, don't know. Maybe that dude maybe he puts way less effort into his.
I'm not talking in a sense, is it fair or whatever. Clients can pay whatever they want.
Yeah.
As a content creator,
Oh, who accepts it?
to accept it, kind of ruining the market, right?
Yeah.
But what's your take on that, though?
Oh,
Or you also.
Well, I mean, a content creator can offer whatever price they want to offer.
it's up to them.
It's up to them, right? There's no control per se. I think it happens in every industry. At the end of the day, you just got to think about yourself as a content creator. What's your brand? What do you stand for? How engaged you are with your audience? And that is the only thing that should matter. Because if a brand or an agency is smart enough to see that, they will know that if I bring my client and get this creator to represent them, that quality of the representation is so much better than getting 150,000 or 200,000 followers person on social media. You know what I mean or not? There is a trade-off to that.
Also, you have to take into account. It's not just the following lah; it's the engagement. Maybe the following is damn a lot, but the guy's engagement is crap. Yeah, so maybe that's why he's getting lowballed like that lah, and he's also happy with it because he knows that's his worth. Yeah. Do you have any like other like real nightmare stories working with brands?
Brands not so much. Generally, there's quite a few brands that I've worked with for many years who have been very absolute delight to work with. Any brands who come up and they start, being very unreasonable from the get-go, I think after some many years you can sort of tell, and you can be very aware from the start. There are some brands also who come up front and say, bro, we really have no budget. Are you willing to help? And I'm willing to help also. So yeah lah. So far I've been very grateful lah.
I've heard some story before. Some influencer worked with an agency, right, that just approach him, and then they offer the deal lah. So you work with this agency, right? Any jobs that he offer you, you get paid 60-40 or 70-30, something
Okay.
like that. The creator takes 70%, right? So for the first few jobs, it was okay. Everything was working. And then they even offer, right, which is something super... Sounds too good to be true lah. Offer, you get, like, we send you jobs, right? You take 70%. But even if there's no jobs, right, every month you get this amount, which is a base pay.
A salary lah, yeah.
And that is something super uncommon, or it just doesn't happen lah.
Well, there used to be an agency that did this, and I mean it's quite a popular agency, but they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, so what happened was, after the first few jobs that went okay, then he did 5, 6, 7 more jobs after that, and they just chow lah. The agency just chow, because the agency was never based here. It was based overseas, and I think a lot of people do that nowadays, right? Do you have a lot of agencies reach out that are not from Malaysia?
No.
No. I've had quite a few really, China or whatever. Like, what the fuck?
You're getting scammed lah.
No, those are actually not scam now. Like, what the fuck are they?
I've had a couple, and when they feel a bit sussy, I'll tell them, can you just DM me on Instagram? And I'll tell them straight up, because like you're from a foreign company, and I just want to make sure it's not a scam, because there are many scams going on. So can you just drop me a DM on IG, and we'll continue the convo from there. It comes in through my email, and they don't send me the DM. So I'm like, okay,
Oh,
fine.
yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they if they're legit, right? It's so easy to just DM.
Exactly. I mean, you're a social media company, just DM me lah. You know what I mean or not?
Yeah, I know. So, oh yeah, that's an easy way to check.
It's super easy way. Super easy.
So why
I had
wouldn't
one
they
from-
do it?
I don't know.
Maybe they're petty, so they want to scam you, so they're like, fucker, this guy there talk back.
I'm kind of hungry actually. Nice watch, bro.
Hey, thank you, bro. A good friend of mine got it.
Do you like watches, bro?
Oh no, man.
No.
No. I used to wear watch last time, man. Like, I would wear to sleep, bathe, everything. No, bro. When I'm saying wear to sleep, I'm not kidding, bro.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
No, that's fine. I think I used to wear watches.
No, it's not that I was always looking at the time. It's just it came to a point where I felt it was a hassle to take it out. So I just wore it everywhere.
Your own watch.
Yes,
So what you want to take, bro?
So what happened was eventually the watch started getting mold. Is
Mold,
those rubber
Maybe
strap?
you just didn't bathe lah.
No, I bathed with it all the time. That's why it got moldy, bro. Yeah.
I think the watch was trying to assimilate itself into your body.
Yeah, something like that lah. And it was, yeah, I stopped that habit lah.
Would you put Neuralink into your brain once it comes out?
No, that's a good question. Once it comes out, it's not available to the public now, but would I do it? I'm a fucking sheep lah, bro. I would assume so. I mean, let's say it makes you so much more effective in just going through your daily life lah. Okay, you can do shit so much easier, so much better, and I have a feeling that most companies will make it a requirement eventually, or probably not long after it's available to the public. They will want you to be to have Neuralink implanted in you. If not, why would they want to hire you? Their manpower is not as it's not as effective lah, dude. Yeah. So yeah, would I do it? I don't know, man. I mean, depends on maybe if there's a lot of bad side effects, make the person go crazy or psycho or whatever, then yeah, probably not lah. Yeah.
What if you... no, man. I can't, bro. Suddenly, one day, one chip get fried means I become Zaza, bro. Or become a zombie. Imagine
Hey, bro, there's gonna be... I tell you, there's gonna be... And this Neuralink... Actually, I don't know, but I assume there's gonna be some people that just die straight out from the chip.
Yeah.
A lot of
For
that.
sure.
like some kind of poisoning to the brain or what.
Yes, definitely. But then again, you just think how much of safety precautions all they're gonna already be doing, but yet that's still gonna happen lah.
I have something like a Neuralink in my body.
What is it?
Yeah, I got like some screws in my knee, so like I'm half.
I think it's
Okay.
called thyroid.
No, it's an ACL reconstruction, bro. I had last time, but the screws should have dissolved
Wait,
by
your
now.
ACL? You tore your
I
ACL,
tore my
yeah, a
ACL,
few
bro.
years ago, yeah.
Bro, I tell you something cool, man. In China, they just approved what do you call this? Aviation taxis.
Okay.
Yeah. So like Grab drivers all, but they're in helicopter. Is it helicopters? Yeah, helicopter Grab lah.
Helicopter. Yeah, they had to get that out. Okay, go on.
What's the helicopter shit?
Helicopter.
You've never heard of that?
It's a
that
song, is it?
It's a song.
But
yeah.
what song already? I forgot.
It was a meme, dude, like 2 years ago.
So you're asking whether we would take helicopter as a taxi?
I would.
Was that a question? I mean, if there's a free voucher on Grab, I'll take it lah. Try lah for the lols.
You don't have fear of flying?
No, I'm still okay, lah, bro. If I'm inside an object while I'm flying, is okay. If I'm flying freely, that one's a bit scary, lah,
Hey,
bro.
but dude, you know it's crazy. People don't think about this, but flying is the safest way of safest mode of transport.
How come?
It just is, man, based on statistics.
How about traveling underground?
Okay, you asked me how traveling
underground, bro. If you dig a hole, just say,
But what's-
I want to go back home now.
but there's no vehicle. I'm talking about vehicle
Or we're
mode of
talking
transport.
about infrastructures.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you ask me why, right, I think that the reason why airplane is because of the mega corporations that are behind the aviation industry, as compared to if you're driving your, actually no, we're not really, because
Yeah.
if you're driving your fucking car, right, those are also big.
Mega corporations also. I actually disagree,
no,
bro.
but the car is, they don't assign a driver. You are driving your own car,
Yeah.
so you are the one fucking up. So that's a lot of human error. But for those mega corporations that have a pilot, right, they can't just risk of bankrupt lah. You know, they can't just get their whole companies bankrupt.
I still think the safest form of transportation is teleportation, bro.
I agree.
Completely agree with you.
I agree.
What type of question would it be if someone asked you, if you could teleport anywhere, would you want it?
Yeah, we teleported
of
here
course.
for this podcast. What?
Yeah.
A bit of system errors.
It was
here
very
and
slow lah. Okay, that teleportation.
And I think teleportation is possible because growing up, I used to hear stories about the Bermuda Triangle, a place in the ocean where ships and planes go mysteriously missing, and the question is, where do they go?
Well, something more recent and a bit more significant in our country is MH370. Yeah, did you see the documentary on Netflix?
The 4-part documentary.
Yes, sir. Yeah. What do you think happened?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
What I do think is, I think that the more and more will be revealed eventually. No, but actually I say this now, right? But the Bermuda Triangle, still nothing much has been
Revealed.
Yeah.
Maybe because whenever the scientists go there, they also disappear. Maybe I
Yeah.
don't know.
No,
They're
but
like-
did you all read up like when 370 that happened, right? On Twitter, people were saying, "Oh, how could this happen?" and all that. There was a Malaysian politician who responded to one of it and said sightings of Bermuda Triangle appeared. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
Damn
he's making a joke lah.
No, he was serious, dude. That was the best part.
What do you mean? It's sightings of?
Dude, during that actual
Yeah.
thing when it happened, why would you say something like sightings of Bermuda Triangle just happened?
It was a suicide attempt.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most logical, dude. But here's the other part where I feel is off, right? After the whole thing, Obama came to Malaysia like twice, dude, after that. So I just feel there's something with a higher power involved and stuff. So I feel if y'all really want to know like the actual reason, I feel probably only like Najib knows. But
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't make sense, lah, dude. For a plane to go missing.
So those are really, really good reasons to want Najib as your friend lah, right?
He's not gonna tell you, lah, dude.
If you are a close friend lah, then
Possibly, lah, but
Yeah.
look at us, dude. Do you really think he'd want to be friends with us?
I mean, can you even brain the idea of becoming a politician lah?
At one point, I wanted to run.
Yeah.
At one point.
Is it really?
Yeah.
When you're how old?
This was 5 years ago. I wanted to run.
Shit.
Yeah.
Would you give me any government contract?
Hell no, bro.
Why?
So it's all for yourself.
No. But after a while, I realized I had many funny ass videos up on the internet, so that won't help my legitimacy, bro.
You overthought, lah.
But why? Why I can't? I don't know whether you're serious with bro.
Okay, so fundamentally, why I wanted to be a politician was because I wanted to help people, right? I wanted
That's
to make.
what they all
yeah,
say.
no, but then I noticed I can help people without becoming a politician. I noticed that was possible, so I just forgot about it.
Of course.
Yeah.
And also, bro, but something that is a real and even more fresh answer, right? We asked Syed Sadiq's brother, Space Dollar. No, I didn't ask. He just straight away told me this. He said he wanted to be a politician because he wanted to be rich, lah. He wanted power and money, and he thought that was the way he could do it. Yeah, which is so fucking honest, lah. Yeah, but he only say it because obviously he's not on that path anymore.
Right.
But no, man, I would assume, I would think that is, if you're not completely in on it, in the game, and have that competitive fire to win or whatever, you just want it just for the money, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a fucking hassle with, bro. You got people, bro, people tag you in everything, dude. Any problem, what they're tagging you, and but also right, they're so kind of like immune to all this negativity, not negativity, blame or whatever. Actually, a lot of these politicians, right, like we hate them so much, but when you see them in person, it's just like everyone's like, oh, wow, take picture, just like that lah.
That's quite commonplace here.
So how's the juices flowing?
Thing flowed already, dude.
Flowed already,
Hey, is Kapitan open?
What's Kapitan?
It's awesome, mama.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
nice
kind of
place.
hungry actually. We bring the mics to the mama and continue.
Yeah.
That, bro.
I would say that's a solid
Yeah, that's a
idea.
solid-
Food you can't live without.
Oh, I can't live without roti tsunami.
Oh,
Have you had roti
okay.
tsunami before, bro?
I've heard about it.
It's a yes or no question.
I haven't had it, but I heard about it.
So you take the roti canai and then you got to massage it a bit so it becomes fluffy, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Some places they cut it up for you, and then you put the dal, you put the curry, you put the sambal, and then you crack a soft boiled egg on top.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's bussing, bro.
No. Too soggy for me.
Too soggy, okay.
So I'm just thinking is okay. The rotis, right? Rotis that I would have other than kanai, I mean.
Yeah, roti canai.
Yeah, I used to be a huge pisang guy. Roti
Oh.
pisang. Yeah, I just eat that every time I go there. Other
Again,
than that is bomb tissue
Mm.
and just bomb tissue telur. Telur is also very basic.
But the telur got a high probability to go wrong if it's like too dry.
I think I'm really not a picky eater, man. Not one bit, wait, bro. Yeah, if let's say the food, right? If the food, let's say maximum rating for a food is 10, right? Mine caps at 7, 6 like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's the reason why I love buffets, because buffets you don't expect top quality food, but I would very much so prefer and appreciate the quantity, the variety.
How about you, Vishnu?
What I can't live without.
What's your favorite food or something?
Mama food, I would say, bro. Oh, a tough
You're
one.
getting lower and lower.
Getting comfortable,
It's
bro.
a tough one between Maggi goreng, ayam,
Wow.
and nasi lemak.
Wow, nasi lemak ayam,
Ayam,
bro.
bro.
Okay, then from where lah? Nasi lemak.
Have you tried like the nasi lemak but with kambing instead, bro?
Oh no, I've not.
Okay, here's a hack. Whatever mama that has mee goreng mama kambing,
Oh,
passing, bro.
I kid you not. Years ago when Davies were at the corner of Bangsa,
Bungs.
bro,
Dab me up one time, brother.
That's right. That's
That's right.
You go there, Brian. I kid you not. Nasi lemak goreng kambing,
Ooh,
bro.
bro. Flashbacks.
You can feel your arteries clogged up, but it was so good.
I do appreciate kambing, but once in a while, yeah. But to have it often, I wouldn't, just because of the pricing lah. Kambing is always more expensive.
I think, and of course for health reasons also, I think kambing should be limited to twice a day maximum.
Twice a day.
Twice a day.
Is it?
Okay, every day.
Every day.
Oh right.
Can have Sunday offline, you know.
That's
'Cause I
right.
eat some seafood.
Seafood,
Some
yeah.
lobster. I love food, bro. If you can't tell.
Bro, same. Yeah, clearly.
I love food, bro.
Bro, that's the opener of the podcast.
Yeah.
I love food.
I love food. Now I stay in Bukit Jalil and I stay nearby a mall. So actually options are quite limited there.
Is there a lot of Indians that stay at Bukit Jalil? Yes, right.
In my place specifically, no.
You, Vika, and Havin all stay at Bukit Jalil. Why?
I don't know where they stay. I know Vika stays in Bangsa area.
Bukit
Now.
Jalil?
No, he's in Bangsa now. He's in Bangsa now.
What do you mean? We went to his house as Bukit Jalil.
No, but like recently, lah.
He moved recently.
Oh, he moved.
Yeah, he moved.
He moved
out.
with Nina, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, how long ago is this? Like 1 month?
6 days ago.
Yeah, okay. lah,
6
then-
days from the moment of this podcast.
okay.
I can tell, right? I don't,
Is he gonna have a housewarming party?
yeah, but speaking about that, lah, bro. He actually invited us already for the house.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it because I'm Chinese?
Yes.
No. There's Serbian there, but that he invited also. But yeah, shouldn't I brought that up, because I
Yeah.
did mention Brian, but you know, crap.
It's cool. It's not like we actually give a shit.
So it's
No,
okay. I'll just.
Bleep it out.
Yeah, just
Just
you know.
bleep the names of who he mentioned. I don't know.
No, it's okay lah. I mean, it's
Who
fine.
gives
Just
a
put it.
fuck
Who gives
lah,
a fuck,
bro?
bro? Just put it. In.
What the fuck?
No, I'm trying to make a bit here about him not being invited. You know what I mean? There's no invite, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck, I ruined the bit.
Dude, even if there was, we won't invite him anyway.
You know what's crazy? I swear I never been to, it sounds so racist to say this, I never been to a Hari Raya open house or Deepavali.
Whoa!
Serious,
Not
never.
patriotic.
That's because you got no friends.
Yeah, no. And then I was doing the podcast with Muti and Ayim, right? Yeah. And then I said to them like, yeah, I do. I mean, I have some close Indian friends, but then I never. Then I just think, oh shit, I actually don't. Like, apart from meeting Indian people from the podcast, right? I never had close Indian. I had close Indian friends in primary school, but that's about it. Yeah, so I think that's a reason why lah.
Okay, no, but I'll invite you to my open house this year. Okay.
Okay,
We'll call
yes.
you this year. Don't worry.
Eat all the curry.
Yeah, curry and biryani. And so what usually happens in an Indian open house?
Is there a lot of dancing and there are some fuckers, right, that have hated me ever since the Tajuddin episode.
I also hate you now. So.
Yeah,
yeah. What
bro.
are you talking about?
There's some fuckers, right? Okay, they ever since I don't know whether Tajuddin episode or I think Tajuddin lah. Tajuddin is the one that really grinded a lot of people's gears, right? I can still remember some of the accounts, and then I forgot. He just will be commenting in other reels where I post, right, where it's nothing to do with race, nothing to do with politics or what. And he just tell people, I said, this guy actually is a very racist, anti-Islam podcast, and paid by the politicians, blah blah. Just create shit like that. Like, what the fuck? Then I think maybe that guy commenting that is the guy paid by the politician.
Oh,
Probably
like a cytro, is it?
Cyber trooper. Yeah, makes more sense. Yeah.
How did we get here from food, huh?
Hey, have you ever had people just make up shit about you?
I had kena a cytro attack one time because I commented on a
Cytro.
They are called cytros, yeah, that's the nickname for them, cyber trooper. CYTRO, cytro.
Cytro. Psytrance, like Psytrance music. Let's play some right now, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whatever. Yeah, what's up?
And so I commented on this article lah, okay? So long story short, I went to this media portal because the headline was so freaking misleading from what the title was. And I basically just called out the journalist that wrote the article lah. I'm like, and I said, you have a responsibility to report news. Oh really? Yeah. I'm very comfortable.
Okay, just sit down,
It's for your shots lah, okay?
Yeah.
So
this is the reason why.
oh,
Yeah,
okay. So I basically commented and I told the journalist, look, you have a responsibility to report things properly to the media, and your headline does not reflect what is actually in the article. Like, come on lah, don't do nonsense like this lah. Something to that effect lah. And I kena cyber trooper attack, bro.
Okay, I'm so sorry. But can you repeat?
Oh, cannot lah, bro. Next story lah.
Oh shit. Okay, next story.
Okay.
Hey dude, you know what's crazy? The Harvin one, bro. When I did the podcast with Harvin, right, I opened up the podcast, I was talking about this. This is crazy. I don't know whether y'all will be able to tell whether this is true or not. But I talked to this girl from a dating app a while ago, right? This was maybe a year before I met Harvin. Did I even start the podcast? Yeah, I did start the podcast already. Maybe 10, 20 episodes like that. And then I was talking about Harvin. I say one of the contents, people that do content, I like his videos all. And she told me that she hates Harvin because one time they were working at some they were doing a charity event, right? And then there was Harvin was doing a rap performance, and then he went in backstage there, and then the people helping out were Down syndrome people helping out, and she said she saw Harvin kick a Down syndrome kid and push him on the floor and pointed at him and laughed.
Was the profile verified?
And when she told me that story, what do you mean? I met her on dating app.
Yeah, but did you meet her in real life or was she a
No,
real person?
of course I did not meet her after that.
Okay.
Because I knew she's psycho, okay?
Right.
But yeah, I knew already this is crazy. This crazy shit that people say. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Did you tell Harvin this or what?
I opened up the podcast and then Avi was like, I never done any rap concerts.
Oh, that's not true.
No, that's not true.
This guy has a bunch of rap videos and he was younger.
No
which he has
concerts.
Wait,
Maybe
he
he's
has
done
performed on stage, if that's what a concert is.
No
lah.
way, has he?
Yes, he has, bro.
Then why would you say that?
You get him back on your podcast and ask him about his old videos. He has it, bro. You have seen it.
Yeah,
We've seen it.
it's all private.
My name is Calvin Skin. You know, the shit, you know, two sizes too big for him.
This my time.
No, but bro, she said that he performed at a shopping mall, a rap concert. No, right?
I wouldn't be surprised though. Maybe in his younger days.
Possibly, but I don't know this story, lah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But if he already said no, why are you asking us?
Because he could be lying. Ma.
Yeah,
That is true. That is true,
Yeah.
sir.
I don't know, man. Not only that, people. So many people when Kavin came on, also people commented, say this guy is a fucking cheater, blah 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 blah, all that shit lah. He cheated on the ex-girlfriend, all that shit. But yes, I don't know. People just say shit lah, dude.
Oh, it could be the truth.
It could be true.
Could be the truth. Could be the
That
truth.
one,
We don't know,
that
we
one
don't
is easier to believe than the kicking a Down syndrome. Yeah, like bro, if you're someone who is doing content, you have to be kind of stupid to do something like that in front of everyone, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of content creators are stupid though.
yeah.
No, I would say that they are increasingly getting stupider right now.
Especially the host of the Let's Get It podcast, bro. He's major. So
Bro, if you talk about doing content, like, mine is not that stupid compared to all the shit that we see nowadays, man. See,
Do you know that YouTuber Vitali?
Yeah.
That prank guy, he got arrested in Philippines, ma.
Yeah, 10
Because he was
years.
going around harassing people, thinking it's funny for his stream.
But what was he harassing? Or?
He was going around like going up to their face, like flipping their hats and shit like that.
Oh yeah, that shit.
Yeah, like straight up harassment. Then the Philippines are trying to make an example out of him.
Yeah.
Maybe put him for 5 years there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's not the first time he went to jail, lah. I'm sure.
But I liked his videos where he actually catches pedophiles, lah.
Oh, I never seen that one, man.
Oh yeah. He catches one of the funniest ones, right? Where he caught a pedophile.
That's
the
fucked
cop,
up when you get
the
wrecked
cops
with.
the cops came to arrest him. While they were arresting him, they got Akon to come and perform Locked Up there. Bro, it was so funny, bro.
Is it staged? It has to be staged, right?
No, maybe Akon's one is planned, but the pedo. Why would you state? I mean, it possibly it could
Because
be.
it's
but
hard to say, bro. A lot of these content creators now are very good at making fake things.
That is
Seem
true,
real.
and
Real,
and
yeah.
he did a lot of his pranks. That's how he got.
But I
famous
tell you
also.
what's crazy, lah. Okay, you know that annoying people play with their hair, that type of prank video. I saw this video. The guy did that. The guy took out a gun, pam, shot him, bro.
Oh, in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw
What's
that.
up, man? What's
Yeah.
up? Play stupid games. Yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah,
The guy gave like 2 or 3 warnings and then shot him.
yeah.
But he survived, right? He's
But
alive
I
and
tell you,
shit.
these people who do shit like that, first of all, I can never understand because they're not scared of going to prison. They probably been to prison. Yeah, they probably been to prison and got out, and they probably already knew they were gonna go back in. That's why they would do that. It can't just be you're so fucking angry from someone playing with your hair that you want to shoot someone. Yeah.
In the US, it's legal, what, dude? In
To have guns, right?
in most states.
Yeah, can you imagine a country like that, bro? I can't imagine what shit will happen here, bro. In
Yeah,
Malaysia.
dude. Like over there, they have this body called NRA that's so deep rooted in their system, bro. They control everything. Like the
NRA is the gun control.
yeah, like pharmaceuticals there, lah, bro.
Shall we wrap,
Let's wrap, ah.
Nasi kanda.
Let's wrap,
Wow, talk about food. I'm alive, bro.
Bro, I kid you not. Next time you guys are in Subang, for nasi kanda, bro, go to Nasi Kanda Haji Alo Sultan. Bro, I kid you not, it's the best one.
Where? Subang, ah?
Subang Taipan there.
Taipan, ah.
Bro, like it gives Penang, like the whole of Penang a run for its
24
money.
hours, ah.
No, it closes by 10 every day. But let's go lunchtime.
The other day because I'm actually doing this Jusira diet now, right? And then I don't usually look at food one. Even on Instagram, people's food, I'm zero interest. Now I'm everything people post also I'm interested. And then one thing that I really want to try, I don't know what's the name of it, but there's this clay pot banana leaf rice. You know?
Okay.
You know what's clay pot banana leaf rice? So all the dishes all cooked in the clay pot, and then you go there and then not
the
banana
dishes
leaf.
or the rice?
Sorry, not banana leaf. It's just clay pot Indian rice.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
there for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know that place?
Yeah.
It's somewhere in
No.
KL.
It's not a certain spot. It's done in a lot of restaurants.
Yeah.
What is the name for it? I can't remember.
It's like a Tamil name, is
It's
it?
a Tamil name.
Yeah, but there's some good shit that I've never tried before. I want to try. Oh, the one thing that I was craving is kana curry house.
Kana Curry House.
Yes, sir.
Bro,
Everyone
you
says-
should try masala wheels in PJ, bro.
Is it masala on wheels?
It's
Where's
no,
that?
No, masala wheels.
masala wheels.
There's so
but
many.
the irony is they used to have a van and you just
Oh.
serve banana leaf from.
There's so many Indian restaurants.
Yeah, bro, you got a
everywhere.
problem with it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the food is awesome, man.
Awesome.
That's
right.
what I
That's
wanted
right.
to hear.
Bro, they say if you wanna eat the best vegetarian food, it's always Indian.
Oh yeah, vegetarian food. I agree.
Joe Rogan
bro.
even said that on the podcast many times.
Bro, every time I go to
promoting it.
India, bro, I can be a vegetarian and not complain.
Hey, but don't you think since you are Malaysian, right? You would prefer the Indian food here in Malaysia?
It's the same, dude. Generally, it's
or they don't change it a little bit?
no, dude, because the food that we get here is northern or southern Indian food. So you
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is, if I'm in Australia, I eat Malaysian food. It doesn't taste the same.
Oh yeah, that it does.
But actually, the food in India does taste a bit different though. Like the kind of spice, the way they use the
it
spice.
feels fresher in every
it
meal.
feels fresher, yeah. I think because the kind of oil and ghee or whatever they use there might be different.
Yeah.
So there is a difference in the taste. For example, like, so I traveled to India for a solo trip. 1 whole month I was there.
Hey, dude, Indians just go to India.
Yeah.
And Chinese people just go to China. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. that
And
is-
Malay people just go to UK. Right?
That's quite good.
That's good, that's quite true.
Oh, they just go UK lah.
Yeah.
Where is the number one place they go other than Mecca, obviously?
Uh-huh.
UK.
I've been Korea, so maybe if
They do run away. In
No, the most
Australia.
popular is UK.
most of it UK lah.
Yeah,
Australia, no?
it's behind UK.
For holiday, UK lah. Where UK lah?
UK, eh?
You know that
UK.
Actually.
The matter. Yes.
The further the better.
Hey, can you help me rap? And sit up and rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the episode.
Hey, use your DJ skills.
My DJ skills is playing ads for 45 minutes, bro.
Hey, have you all seen there's this the Pornhub video, the girl playing DJ like this? The turntables here, but then it's all edited down there, right? There's only the girl's face up there. Then down there's edit like DJ set and you got headphones. But actually she's fingering herself. Okay, anyways. Yeah, interesting. Yeah,
Thank you for watching.
nice. Yeah. Alright guys, that's it for today's podcast. And Raj didn't help me rap, sad. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, so guys, we got Raj Mahal on this. Raj Mura now.
On Carousel.
Yeah, we got Raj Mahal on the podcast. Vishfro. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
talk like speed in the mic?
Yeah. Anyways, guys, I fucking swear, if you actually listen up to here, 2 hours.
You wasted your life. You
What?
wasted your life.
No.
Huh?
No.
No,
What
sorry.
the fuck?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. What are you doing if you didn't subscribe?
Please comment in the comment sections and say how Brian is a blur sotong.
Yeah, bro. If you listen up to here and you don't subscribe, but what are you doing listening up to here? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, anyways, just a reminder, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, suggestions who you want to see in future podcast episodes, what you thought about today's episodes, and we will see you in the next podcast. Give it up for Raj Mahal and Vishnu.
Missing my homies, I'm missing my oldies, my brothers, my cronies. We all went to court, but before only courts that we knew were the ones where we were shooting threes, selling Kobe. To a legend, rest in peace to the old me, rest in peace to my brothers, rest in peace to my whole team. The oldest, I'm missing my shawty.